You've heard the phrase think global, act local when conserving our natural world, but what does act local look like? My name's Cameron Doyle, and together with my partner Ellie and dog Pops, I'm cruising the east coast of Australia finding legends getting their hands dirty and having a positive environmental impact in their local communities. We Are Explorers presents Act Local. We're kicking things off in the Wombat State Forest, 1 hour north of Melbourne in Victoria.
See that? I just caught some adventure with a whip.
We're hanging out with the local legend Hilary McCalister today. She is the CEO of the non-for-profit organisation for Wild Places. They're hosting a trail running event here in the Wombat State Forest. So get ready to learn about how they're combining their love for trail running and activism.
Wild Places started off in 2020. We were born in the Takina in Tasmania, Lutruwita, where we all were strangers, trail runners there to raise money for the Bob Brown Foundation. We love trail running, and one of the co-founders of that event, Simon Harris, reached out to a bunch of us afterwards and said, how about we do this more often? Yeah. Let's activate trail runners to take charge in protecting the places we love to explore, and Wild Places was born. We're essentially a group of ragtag trail runners who know nothing about starting a non-for-profit, but really want to encourage trail runners to be more active in protecting the places that we love to explore. And it meant that eventually we could have our first major event in the Pilliga in March, so almost this time last year. We raised over $100,000 for the Wilderness Society. Wow. And all these people got to go and experience this beautiful Pilliga forest.
Yeah, so what do you actually do at one of those events, or what that specific event to raise 100 grand?
Runners sign up to do a 6K, a 20K or a 50K in this case, and then there's kind of an expectation that they will fundraise. So we tell people about what's happening. So up the Pilligon's on Gomeroi country, and Santos want to put 850 coal seam gas wells through the Pilliga forest, which is not dissimilar to the forest that we're in now. A lot of these people have never actually been to the Pilliga, and then they go up there and do the event and they're like, oh, this is what I've been asking people for donations to protect.
Yeah, you got to see the fruits of your labour.
And then they're really passionate about it because they've actually been there and met the traditional owners and the community leaders and these people who have been fighting for literally decades against coal and now gas. And then you have this real emotional attachment to it, which is what we're trying to do it for Wild Places. Like, we believe you protect what you love, whether it be your family or your home or your backyard. And we want people, especially trail runners, who love places like this, to do that every day, however they spend their money, who they bank with, when they go out for a trail run, picking up their rubbish, leaving no trace. So that way we can make sure that not only do we have great trails to run and places to explore, the future generations, and I think more importantly, like, the planet ceases to exist.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Like, not to get existential about it, but like...
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you want to just quickly give me a quick outline of what we did today?
Yeah, sure. So today we're in the Wombat State Forest. It's kind of near the town of Daylesford in Victoria on Dja Dja Wurrung country. Yep. And it is a state forest, which means that it's managed by DECA, and essentially the ecosystem is managed for its value in terms of timber and mining and what we can extract from it for profit. So, but this area has been, in 2021, is earmarked for a national park, so hopefully in the next couple of years, which means that everything that we can see will be protected, and that the trees that fell down in the wind event that happened last year won't be able to be salvage logged. And, you know, by logging brings a lot of machinery, and they target the larger trees, which is the ones that have hollows, and hollows are essential to so many animals like possums and birds and anything that breeds or, you know, wants somewhere cool and dry and safe to live, needs a hollow. But trees take like 80 years to form a hollow. You know, even if they are on the ground, they're still important part of the ecosystem for all those amazing animals that need it to live in. So it was really awesome to come out to this place today because it's not well known. It's not your Wilson's Prom or your Grampians or your Alpine National Park.
I will be honest, never heard about it.
Totally. And you know, now people have an appreciation for the Wombat State Forest, and we got to meet Gail and Angela from Wombat Forest Care, and everyone learnt something new, which is so awesome.
Yeah.
And then we got to go for this beautiful run and see a bunch of different ecosystems within this 7K loop. You know, we had some really nice chats with the other runners when we were out there, and, you know, talked about how we can link trail running and sports more broadly with activism.
Oop.
sorry to interrupt this broadcast, but I hear what you're saying through the screen. You're saying, Cam, all this sounds great for Wild Places, sounds excellent. But surely they've experienced some hardships and challenges during their time of operation. Yes, and let's get to that in a sec, but I just want to show some hardships and challenges I've had during this shoot. Have a look at this. Hang on. The old drone has seen better days. Anyway, here's some of the challenges that For Wild Places have faced so far.
To be completely honest with you, like every year we have to get our board together and we say, shit, we've got no money. Like, because there's just no money out there for non-for-profits. Well, there is, it's out there, but it's competitive because it's often based on grants, and we apply for a bunch of grants, but often they're for like a specific project.
Yep.
But we just need like money so we can continue to exist. You know, because if we don't know if we're going to be operational in 6 months, well, there's not much point applying for a grant if we can't like keep the metaphorical lights on.
Yeah.
And we do it pretty cheaply in that we don't have an office, and, you know, but we still have subscriptions and insurance and trying to have employees and actually pay people for their work. Like it's really difficult. And I guess I'm a farmer's daughter, so I think I'm a natural optimist.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it'll work out.
Yeah.
What we really rely on is membership, whether it be from individuals or groups. Just spreading the word, coming out to our events. It's really hard at the moment trying to get people to turn up to stuff. But you know, you come along to an event like this today and you just leave with a warm feeling in your heart. So we're like, once people come along, we know that they'll have a good time. We know we'll give them good food, good snacks. You know, we can bribe people with food.
Yeah, good vibes. Like honestly, yeah.
Every time we have an event, we get a few more members, and it's $120 a year, which isn't much. But in the scheme of things, it means that that's $120 that we can put towards those core costs that nothing else can cover. It is working. What we are kind of selling, even though we're not selling it, you know, what we're offering is there's a place for it, people want it, and we just got to kind of stick at it. And it's not going to be an overnight success, but we just got to, you know, keep showing up, keep being passionate, telling people what we're about. And we know that eventually everyone will know about For Wild Places, and like we want to change how events are done and make everything more sustainable and make sure we are giving back to the places that we recreate, you know, the trails that we use and the events and stuff that we attend. But we've got big plans. We'll get there, and we'll get there, but it's, just step by step.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, drive safe.
Hillary is a bloody legend, and spending the day with her and For Wild Places was absolutely epic. Thank God she didn't make me run, because I am fat. If you want to support them in any way, follow them on their socials, and better yet, become a member. If you know another local legend doing something amazing in their local community when it comes to sustainability and protecting the natural world, hit me up on my socials at Cameron Mark Doyle or the We Are Explorers social channels. We'll get in touch and we'll make sure we come and visit them very, very soon on this East Coast adventure. I think that's about it. Hey, see you in episode 2. Bye.